So I'm standing in a food plot here that I have, and what we have in the food plot is a bur oak. And a bur oak is a member of the white oak family, and it is loaded with acorns, and some of them are already on the ground. Some of them have been eaten by deer, and I'm probably going to guess some bears as well. And I got a little bit of clover around the tree just to make it easier, less maintenance. And then I planted some winter rye, and that's coming along decently for the fact that this has been logged. So they did some skidding through here, and it's been pretty dry, but we got rain yesterday and we're going to get rain again today according to the meteorologist. But having a mix of some mast trees in the food plot can be a benefit. It is, like I said, a little bit of a challenge because the trees take some water as well as cast some shade, but they do benefit, and having more biodiversity isn't a bad thing. So I do leave some trees, especially if they're beneficial trees. This is in the red oak family here, but I do leave some trees if they make sense in the food plot. And then the other thing with that food plot then is you can't see completely through the plot, so deer could be on one side or in one spot, and a buck's gonna have to work a little harder either with its nose or visually moving around through the plot, and deer can feel safer because it's not that far to jump into heavier cover, but they also have a little bit of security with the trees and shrubs that I leave in food plots when it makes sense. So the oaks make sense. Over here we have a cherry, and so that can provide some mast as well. Here we have hazelnut, and that doesn't grow tall, but it provides a good screening cover, as well as the hazelnuts. Some people call them filberts, and bears really like them as well as other animals, but it's coming along nicely. Here we have a red oak, and doesn't look like we're going to be getting any acorns from this, but right beside it we have a bur oak, and you can see a lot of acorns here. Some have fallen, and the deer are definitely finding it because we got droppings all around this oak tree. So knowing what your mast crops are as you're going into season can be helpful, and keying in on them. And generally the white oaks are preferred, and they're usually hit well before the red oaks. But when you do have a combination of white and red on the property, sometimes you can jump from the white oaks first and then move on to the red oaks. But it looks like we've got a lot of acorns here, and again, they've already started dropping, and I don't really see much for sign on the ground. Yeah, I do see one there, but I've noticed a few deer underneath this tree already this year. So keying in on the early season preferred foods can really be helpful. So here we have a doe underneath one of the oak trees that I was just showing you the acorns under. So it can be a pretty powerful draw for early season if you find the right white oaks.